you're living in temporary accommodations. Well, whether it's a short-term rental or corporate accommodations like what Capri provides, here are some tips to make your stay a lot easier. First, let's talk about following community rules. Now, if you're staying in an Airbnb, hopefully your host is providing you with some guidelines for expectations they have for behavior, things like quiet hours, what's expected if you're living with other people, because there are many Airbnbs now that have multiple guests in the same building. But if you're staying in an apartment community, it's very important that you are aware of what the community rules are. So for example, I mentioned a little bit ago about quiet hours. This is extremely important because if you were living in that community and you didn't have a host, an Airbnb host, or you didn't have a company like Capri to act as an intermediary between you and the leasing office or the property owner, then you would be handed rules of what is expected. Things like when the pool hours are, where the dumpsters are, how to get rid of your trash. If you have pets, what are the pet policies? It's important to know what those things are because, number one, you are living with other people, more than likely. And even if you're in a house where you've rented out the whole house, there are still expectations for a residential area on a block. So you want to make sure that you're aware of what those are so that you get along with your neighbors. It's not uncommon for people not to be aware of things like quiet hours, which are so very important because not only does it affect your stay, but it also affects the host's ability or the corporate housing company's ability to keep that unit if people are disregarding community rules. So keep those things in mind. The next thing is think about portable decor that you can put up that won't risk causing you to have extra fees when you leave. For example, you can bring things called command hooks. You can find them at Walmart and you can stick them to a wall and they will come off easily without taking paint with them. So that will give you the ability to maybe hang up some pictures of family or something cute that you may have found at Walmart that you'd really like to have with you to personalize that experience that you're having. Now, one thing that you can do is you can also get furniture covers for your furniture if you want to personalize your experience more than that. One thing furniture covers are great for is if you are traveling with a pet and you're allowed to have your pet with you, then putting a furniture cover on the furniture, one, it enables you to contain any shedding that the pet has, and number two, it makes cleanup a lot easier for when you go. Or you could end up paying additional fees for your provider, whether it's a corporate housing provider or your host, to have to go in and clean pet hair. So think about furniture covers as well. Those can be bought on Amazon, or you can probably pick something up at a thrift store. Third, think about ways to maximize the space that you have with some smart organizing tricks. So for example, a lot of the apartments that we provide, 1-bedroom and 2-bedroom apartments, have walk-in closets. So you can utilize that space for anything that you need to store that you're not going to be needing right away while you're in your short-term apartment. Look for multi-use furniture that you might have. So if you have a friend staying over and you have a sectional, then they could sleep on your sectional, and you could have, probably your provider has extra linens that you could use for something like that, or extra blankets. All something to keep in mind. You can go buy baskets, for example, at Walmart that can help you organize some of your things so that you're not necessarily living in a suitcase, living out of a suitcase, but rather that you are just making that space your own, again, while respecting the space and while using what the space offers to make for a more organized and a better living situation for you while you're in your apartment, whether it's for a month, 3, 6 months, or a year. Keep in mind that you do not have to sacrifice comfort while you're in a temporary living situation. And for more tips and hints about how to make more out of your temporary living space, be sure to hit the subscribe button and click the bell so that you're notified whenever new content like this comes out. Ciao!